Hi, we're young fathers and we're in Brighton doing a track by track for our new album Heavy Heavy for Jack.
You'll be doomed tonight. We are riding, I am golden, you're not finding what we're holding, something shiny, how's it come that
Usually the way we like to make songs is we don't like a lot of fluff and we don't like a lot of kind of extra bits. We like to just be brutal and cut everything out and edit things right down. But Rice, just straight in, no fucking about, just, right there, down on the farm with young fathers.
There's key words like rice and rice brings people together, what Graham was saying, community, there's a communal aspect, togetherness. Some of the lyrics are, you're on your way somewhere towards something, a fresh start, and it's an opening track. So there's all these little lines in there that adds value and lets you think about things and allows you to make up your own mind. I think it's in that vein.
I want your shield, I want your weapon, give me that bulletproof vest, and don't forget I'm not susceptible.
The way we recorded it was so much slower. When we first recorded it, the song was really a lot slower. The way we record is like, you do a song a day kind of thing, and you don't listen to it until months later.
We leave it for a while, weeks, months, and then when you go back to it, you get a better perspective of what the song is, and we get an opportunity to hear it like how you would hear it, how the audience are going to hear it, and listen to it, work quickly, and just capture that moment, and then we move on. That's the best way, I think.
So I'ma get me. I never claimed to be no role model.
When we first kind of got in the studio that day, I just remember that it was the drum machine and the bass line, just do for ages and ages and ages. But I liked the way that it went from the intro chorus to just kind of going straight into the verse, like he's talking to you personally, and
It's like a sermon or some kind.
Yeah.
I've always been a believer that when you go to a gig or a show, it's around about the third or fourth song when you realise you're at a gig and you're sort of cognizant of what's going on, So it's a perfect time for that to come out, but also just the sounds that were used, I feel it feels like it's more timeless. I think we're always going to opt for the version that's timeless because we want to make music that's timeless and we want to make albums. It's something that's iconic, and I think you could always go back to that song. It doesn't matter what era it's going to sound. It's going to sound great. It's going to sound beautiful. It's going to sound fragile. It's going to sound a whole bunch of stuff. And I think that the emotion in the voice, the emotion with the music and everything like that is very cohesive. So it's a powerful thing.
It felt like the right way to kind of come back, because for us that song was like another notch on our belt, where we had felt like we had done another song that we hadn't really done before. It was kind of like a gentle reintroduction, but still kind of intense, because we've been on the road for 10 years and been recording albums in between going on the road, and so like that song kind of encapsulates that space.
Back off, take a few steps back, take a few steps, take a few steps back off.
We made a point on this album of like we wouldn't start the song until the three of us were in the room together. So no music was made, no lyrics were lyrics were there, but it was kind of that thing of based on what can happen in the moment and the spontaneity, and I think that's why this record sounds like the way it is based on reactions. It's based on those kind of gut instincts that you have when you first hear something and you react to it, and you try and capture it. That's for us. It's about
Essential.
capturing. You know, it's essential that everything is set up so there's no time wasted. There's no like, oh, let's get the headphones on and get the mix right and set up and turn the lights down and all that. It's none of that. It's more about just capturing the moment. I mean, a lot of this was done with it wearing headphones and the speakers on and just microphones in the room, like, you know, how we play live.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I think it helps you sing better. It helps you get more kind of inside the music in a way.
It's one of those songs I feel like encapsulates a genuine feeling of all the intricacies that we possess in ourselves, but also having the balance between being angry and still being able to show gratitude. And that's kind of the main lyric, or the most prominent lyric in that song.
There isn't really a bad day in the studio. There isn't really a day when you shouldn't be recording because you don't feel up to it, or you didn't feel inspired, or you didn't feel like whatever. So it's like because that, like what the guys were saying, that song came from being uninspired.
Oh baby, would you let me? My mind is sink or swim. So much water.
With Sink or Swim is like, there's a few records on this album that are kind of based around the rhythmic drive and in that sense, and fast and, you know, intentionally so, but in order to have dynamic, anything, for us, we've always been aware that anything can flatline. So, you know, you might have the biggest, bassiest kick drum in your song, and you might be, you know, it might be the most impressive, you know, fucking thing that you've ever heard. But 5 minutes after, you're bored of that. And it could be fantastic in the moment, but anything can get boring. So for us, it's always like dynamic is the key thing in order for it to feel even faster. Like the kind of pop song that we like to make is like the sweet and the tough and
Fucked up pop song.
yeah, like the drum machine especially in that is the thing that makes it tough and hard. You get songs like Holy Moly because it's kind of what we've always been, is a band that loves hooks and sweet things, but also like the contrast of it.
To call that album heavy, I think for me personally, I think Holy Moly is like the epitome of like the weight.
Yeah, like, let it simmer.
All I have is crazy. All I have is
If there was a song that's a young father's song, it's Be Your Lady.
I think just in general, the record being out, it just feels like a relief. To be honest, it's a relief in the sense that we've made something now. It's like a solid piece of work and it's tangible. So it only becomes cemented when it's released and it's allowed to grow legs and arms like a newborn. Or,
You know, once we're kind of proud of it and stand behind it, then everything else is just a bonus.
so I'ma get me. I never claimed to be no role model. I never claimed to be